Friends, in today's world, productivity is often synonymous with getting as much done as possible in the least amount of time. We obsess over calendars, to-do lists, and time management tools, but what if the key to productivity isn't managing your time? What if it's managing your mind? That's the core premise of David Kadavi's book, Mind Management, Not Time Management. Instead of focusing on squeezing tasks into tight schedules, Kadavi argues that real productivity comes from understanding and leveraging your mind's natural rhythms. By doing this, you can do better work in less time, all while feeling less stressed and more fulfilled. Why time management isn't enough. Most of us are taught that time management is the golden ticket to productivity. We try to cram as many tasks as possible into every hour, setting tight schedules to maximize output. But there's a flaw in this approach. It assumes that your mind is equally capable throughout the day. In reality, your mental energy, focus, and creativity ebb and flow. Some hours you're sharp and creative, while other times you're sluggish and distracted. Instead of fighting against these natural rhythms, Kadavi suggests that we should act according to our mental state. The result? Better outcomes with less wasted effort. The concept of mind management. At the heart of this book is the idea that instead of forcing ourselves to be productive according to arbitrary time slots, we should align our task with our mind's optimal states. Kadavi introduces the concept of mind management, which involves organizing your work based on how your brain functions at different times. He breaks this down into different modes of thinking and suggests scheduling tasks according to when your mind is best suited for each type of work. For example, processing mode. This is when you handle routine tasks that require little creativity or critical thinking. Checking emails, organizing files, or scheduling appointments fit here. These tasks are best done when your mental energy is low. Planning mode. Strategic tasks like organizing your day, mapping out a project, or prioritizing tasks require moderate mental effort. Planning mode is most effective when your mind is alert, but not necessarily in a creative flow. Creative mode. Tasks that involve creativity, deep thinking, or problem solving fall into this category. Writing, brainstorming, or designing should be done when your mental energy is high and you can easily enter a state of flow. The importance of flow. One of the most powerful ideas in mind management, not time management, is the concept of flow. Flow is that magical state where you're fully immersed in what you're doing. And everything feels effortless. Time seems to disappear and your best work comes naturally. Achieving flow isn't just about having enough time. It's about aligning your mental state with the right task. Kadavi argues that managing your mind effectively is the key to reaching flow more often. For example, if you try to do creative work like writing or designing, when you're mentally drained, you'll likely struggle to get anything done. On the other hand, if you schedule your creative task for when you're feeling most energized and inspired, you're much more likely to enter a state of flow, making the work feel both enjoyable and productive. Time crafting over time blocking. Traditional productivity advice often recommends time blocking, assigning specific time slots to specific tasks. While this works for some people, Kadavi introduces a more flexible approach called time crafting. Time crafting isn't about sticking to rigid schedules, it's about designing your day around your mental states. For example, if you notice that you're most creative in the early morning, you might dedicate that time to writing or brainstorming, leaving routine tasks for when your energy dips later in the day. This approach gives you the freedom to adapt to your changing energy levels and mental states rather than forcing yourself to be productive according to a fixed timetable. It's about making the most of your cognitive strengths in each moment, leading to better results with less effort. Understanding creative cycles and seasons. Creativity and productivity aren't constant. They follow cycles and seasons. Kadavi compares these cycles to nature. There are periods of growth, productivity, reflection, and rest. Just like the seasons, our creativity ebbs and flows. You might go through a phase where ideas come effortlessly, followed by a period where you feel stuck or uninspired. By recognizing and embracing these cycles, you can avoid burnout and work in harmony with your mind's natural tendencies. Instead of pushing yourself to be creative all the time, Kadavi encourages taking breaks and allowing your mind to rest when needed. This winter period is just as important as the productive phases because it gives your brain time to recharge and incubate new ideas. Managing energy, not just time. A major takeaway from this book is the importance of managing your energy. We often try to push through work when we're tired, thinking that if we just manage our time better, we can get more done. But Khadavi highlights that productivity isn't just about how much time you spend working. It's about how much high-quality work you can produce with the energy you have. To maximize productivity, Khadavi suggests paying attention to your physical and mental well-being. This includes getting enough sleep, eating well, exercising, and taking breaks. When you're well-rested and healthy, your mind is sharper, making it easier to tackle demanding tasks and stay focused. The role of constraints in creativity. Contrary to popular belief, creativity often thrives under constraints. Khadavi explains that when you limit your resources, whether it's time, tools, or options, you force your brain to come up with innovative solutions. For example, giving yourself only 30 minutes to brainstorm ideas can push you to think outside the box and make quick decisions. These constraints can actually fuel your creativity by eliminating the overwhelming possibilities and narrowing your focus. Micro-decisions, the building blocks of big success. Big projects can be intimidating, and the fear of failure can lead to procrastination. Khadavi introduces the concept of micro-decisions, small, manageable actions that move you forward. Instead of trying to tackle a massive task all at once, break it down into tiny steps that feel doable. For instance, if you're writing a book, instead of focusing on completing the whole manuscript, you might start with deciding on a chapter outline. These micro-decisions build momentum, reduce overwhelm, and help you make consistent progress. How to use mind management in your life. So how can you apply these concepts to your daily routine? Here's a practical approach. Identify your creative peak. Pay attention to when you feel most creative or energized. For many people, it's early in the morning or late at night. Once you identify your peak creative times, schedule your most demanding work during these periods. Segment your day by mental state. Instead of scheduling tasks by time, schedule them by the type of thinking they require. For example, you might do creative work in the morning when your mind is fresh. Tackle routine tasks after lunch, when your energy dips, and do strategic planning in the evening when you're reflective. Embrace flexibility with time crafting. Don't be afraid to adjust your schedule based on how you feel. If you're not in the right mental state for a task, it's okay to switch gears and work on something else that better suits your current mood. Track your mental states. Keep a journal or log to track your energy levels, creativity, and focus throughout the day. Over time, you'll notice patterns that can help you plan your work more effectively. Respect the seasons of your creativity. Understand that there will be times when you're highly productive and times when you need to rest. Allow yourself to follow these natural cycles instead of pushing through burnout. Conclusion: Friends, mind management, not time management, challenges us to rethink how we approach productivity. Instead of fighting against our natural mental states, Khadavi encourages us to embrace them. By understanding when your mind is best suited for different types of work and crafting your day around these mental rhythms, you can achieve more with less effort. This approach isn't just about getting more done, it's about doing better work and feeling more fulfilled in the process. For anyone tired of traditional productivity advice that doesn't seem to work, this book offers a refreshing and human-centered perspective.